I am truly honoured that Wild Spinning Girls has been shortlisted for the Davies Fiction Award. When my first book was published in 2016, I was 72, and that was the dream come true. And now this. I am hugely grateful to Literature Wales for choosing my book. It's another very real level of validation. After I retired and decided to take my writing seriously, I submitted my first book to Honno's Meet the Editor scheme with Janet Thomas, who went on to mentor me for over a year until she felt the story was good enough to submit. Honno offered to publish it and has since published 2 more, with a 4th book in the pipeline. Although I write about families, about mothers and daughter relationships, my books are also ghost stories. I'm fascinated by fairy tales and myths. I find fiction the perfect vehicle for retelling women's stories and for giving them their voice. I did it with my first book, Ghost Bird, and I used the myth of Llyfr as a thread. In Wild Spinning Girls, I hint at the story of the red shoes and the character of Karen, who, in order to regain her autonomy, had to literally cut off her own feet, as a metaphor illustrating how, as women, symbolically, we still sometimes cut off our own feet. I find it really powerful. Before I was old enough to read a book, I roamed the moor. My sister stayed home, dressing dolls and preening in mirrors. One day I stood on a stool and lifted the latch on the door. 9 tried to stop me, but Mum said if I was clever enough to work out how to open the door, I was smart enough to stay safe. Mum was a wise woman. She made medicine to heal wounds and soothe hearts, and she sent me off gathering, searching for sloes and self-heal, burdock root and asphodel. Out on the wild moor, near the stone where the blackbirds watched, a woman dressed in grey came spinning out of the mist. She held a finger to her lips and handed me an owl pellet. I broke it open and inside found an acorn, a tiny shriveled shrew heart, and a cluster of bones. The blackbirds followed me home, and I sang to them. When I told her about the woman, Mum said she was from the wild edges, and if I came across her again, I should take note of what she told me. I was 14 the next time I saw her. The sky was the colour of a broken heart, and this time she whispered in my ear that tainted love marked me. Her breath near my mouth smelled of apples, and I inhaled her like a spell. I never saw the spinning woman again. Wandering across the heather-clad moorland, I sang to the birds, and they followed. I collected every owl pellet I found, split them open, and kept the bones, made them into a necklace. When I asked my mother about love, she said it was a losing game.